Go ahead.
Okay. Hello. I want to say what a pleasure it is for me to be able to talk to some friends in Korea. It's been a very interesting experience. I am the headmaster of Grace Christian School, and because of the Lord's leading, we have been able to gain some friendships with some families in Korea, and it has really been a great experience for us. You may be interested a little bit in who I am. In addition to being the headmaster, I also have responsibilities with the church. I assist with the operations of the church, the financial things and things like that. I have 2 master's degrees from the Naval Academy and from Michigan State University, and I've been in Christian education for about 20 years. And during that time, I've had the privilege of being in 2 different schools, and in both schools we had a chance to invite international students to our schools. We've been dealing with Jean Mibern, who's a good friend, for about 4 years. And I would say that it's really important for you to understand how important it is to us to have someone like Jean working with your children. She is a special person because I believe she is kind, and she is very concerned about the students that she places here. She's not just interested in the business, she's interested in making sure that the students are successful. And consequently, she's established a really good rapport with our host families. She's always there to help us make the transition when the students come, and then she's there to encourage the students after they've been here for a while. You may be interested also in why we seek out international students. I think in a school like ours, it's so important to understand other cultures. It's important to understand how things are different in our world. Our boys and girls, our students who are going to be graduating from here, are going into a world that's much smaller. The idea that we are communicating and creating business and have the privilege of working with other countries and other cultures, it's such a privilege to be able to grow up with students who aren't just from North Carolina but are from Korea. And it's always been a pleasure to have Korean students in our school for that reason. I think it's also important from the Korean student standpoint to come to a place where there's a communication link like Jean, where there are families who consider it a privilege to have your children in our families here. And I think for the most part you would find that our host families treat our international students almost like their own sons and daughters. They're very interested in their progress, they're interested in encouraging them and seeing them get the most out of this experience as they possibly can. I think it would be dishonest not to say that sometimes there are problems. Because when we have young people in an environment where they have to deal with authorities in different ways, sometimes there are tensions. And yet we understand that, we anticipate it, and we try to select host families who can help the students work through these things. And again, Jean becomes very important because she is careful to make sure that the translations are correct and that people are understanding exactly what's being said. And she sees it as part of the growing process for the children. It's part of the experience. So we've really been privileged to work through even the problems. Sometimes the problems open doors that if everything was perfect, we never have a chance to experience. So anyway, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into why we're doing what we're doing, and encourage you to give us a chance. Give us a chance. We're humbled by the fact that you would consider giving us the responsibility for your children. And I will tell you that we will do our absolute best to give you good reports so that you understand what's happening, and that we will make sure that your children are treated just as special as ours are here. Again, thank you so much for an opportunity to get to know you a little bit. It's been fun to see Jean and Jin and to understand how they work together on in the different countries. Again, God bless you, and hope to see more of your children here.